Guys, so I'm here in my car blasting Purple Rain by Prince, and I just can't help but think about Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier. And, I see everybody picking Max Holloway with ease. Max Holloway KO'd Justin Gaethje at lightweight, and, he's going to be bulked up for lightweight, and he's going to be whatever, faster and whatnot. And therefore, he is going to beat Dustin Poirier at UFC 318 this coming Saturday. And guys, I don't know. Is it just me? I mean, I'm kind of worried for Max Holloway. Now, don't get me wrong. I want Max Holloway to win this fight, I think that's what I want. Max Holloway, if he loses again, it's kind of sad. If he wins, it's better for the division. It's better for the sport. It's better for the UFC. You know what I mean? Dustin Poirier, it would kind of be poetic in a way for him to also lose his retirement fight after losing every title shot he's ever had. It'd be like the most Dustin Poirier thing ever. But man, am I the only one that can just see Max Holloway being a little bit tentative, reacting worse than we think he's gonna to Poirier's power, and just like kind of getting lit up in the boxing? You know what I mean? Like, I understand that Max Holloway is going to be faster than him. I understand he's going to be darting in and out and ideally throwing kicks, his cool little spinning back kick, and, ba-ba, and then ba-ba-ba, right? But, man, I don't know. I can just see old grumpy man Poirier, salty man Poirier, just starting to find his rhythm, starting to find that jab and that patented left, or I guess that right hook that he always throws, you know what I mean? And just start catching Holloway in the middle of his combinations. And I mean, man, like, it's tough. You know what I mean? I almost just crashed just now, by the way, if you couldn't tell. But here's the thing, guys. Dustin Poirier does not lose 2 fights in a row. That is a real thing. Dustin Poirier likes to win every other fight, it seems, recently. And I don't think he's ever lost 2 in a row. And yes, he may be a little bit old and a little bit slower, but he's not that old, guys. And I mean, he doesn't have to. I mean, sure, Max Holloway may have face-planted Justin Gaethje out cold, but I mean, Max Holloway doesn't have this one-punch knockout power that a guy like Ilia Topuria does. You know what I mean? Or a guy like Justin Gaethje can sometimes have. You know what I mean? Max Holloway, he has these like peppering shots that get annoying, and he just sort of overwhelms you. And I don't know. I just think that Dustin Poirier might be able to catch Holloway in the middle of his combinations like he's known to do, and just hit harder than him and win based on damage. And Max Holloway, we got to see how his chin holds up. We got to see how his confidence holds up, even more importantly. Like, after that Topuria KO is going against a guy like Dustin Poirier, who he knows hits hard because he's fought him twice and he's been rocked all over the place by him. He might be a little bit timid to just get in his face and overwhelm him. Like, in their second fight, which, everyone was like, oh, the fight was a lot closer than, everyone thought it was in the moment, which is true. But a lot of that success came from Dustin Poirier trying to finish Max Holloway every time he rocked him, and Max Holloway just being right in his face, meeting fire with fire, and just absorbing everything Poirier can get, rolling out of the way of shots, and eating a lot of them. And I don't know if that same Max Holloway is going to be here. His output has gone down a little bit recently. Like, am I the only one that's noticed that? He's become a little bit more surgical, which, it's really good for fighting a guy like Justin Gaethje, but against a guy like Poirier, who's a much more technical boxer than Justin Gaethje, and is a better boxer, especially in the pocket, than Max Holloway. Like, it's tough. If it becomes a tit-for-tat battle, it might come down to damage, and Dustin Poirier might just land the harder shots, right? So, it's a little bit weird. Also, I mean, Max Holloway, he's lost twice to him. We don't like to count the first fight, but I'm just saying mentally, he's lost twice to Poirier. He's been rocked all over the place. He's coming off a brutal KO. Last time he was down 0-2 against someone. He lost the third fight also. Like, that's going to be in his mind. Like, fuck, I can't lose 6 times to 2 people. Like, that's ridiculous. And I don't know. I just feel like there's a lot of little nuances that kind of, sway in Dustin Poirier's favor. Also, Dustin Poirier has that weird kind of like stone wall defense that Yoel Romero had. Max Holloway literally said, oh, he's blocking weird to his corner. And it just made it difficult for Max Holloway to actually get good quality flurries off, Now, all that being said, Max Holloway should probably win this fight. I mean, if it's the same Max Holloway that we saw in like the first 2 Volk fights, same Max Holloway we saw in the Justin Gaethje fight, where he's all bulked up, hitting harder, being surgical, being as fast as he was in the Gaethje fight, like, I think that Max Holloway should win this. I think that Dustin Poirier has a big problem getting stationary. This is why he went to war with Dan Hooker and, was brawling, getting in a big slugfest with Big Slug and Rufus. You know what I mean? And it's because he gets stationary and, like, getting into this, like, gritty boxing exchanges with Islam. Like, he gets really stationary because he likes to absorb a punch and then counter and hit you at the end or in the middle of your combinations. That's what Poirier's game is. He'll calf kick you on the outside, throw some jabs, some body kicks, and then when you start to throw, he shells up, especially when he's on the fence. He shells up and then he unloads hard counter shots. You know what I mean? He dropped Michael Chandler with this. He's hurt Gaethje with this. He rocked Conor with this. Like, this is his game. You know what I mean? And that sort of style against an improved, faster, light on his feet, featherweight Max Holloway, like that is not really the best style to have, in my opinion, because Max Holloway, he likes to punch. He likes to be the first person punching and the third person punching. He'll punch you, bop, and then he lets you throw punches back. He gets right out of the way, or just absorbs just right at the end of your punch just a little bit. He takes enough off that he can punch you again. So he punches you, he lets you punch him, and then he punches you again. Is the simple man's way to explain Max Holloway's style. And it's kind of risky doing that against someone who counters as well and as hard as Poirier, but I do think that Max Holloway has the tools, the footwork, the kicks to be light on his feet, stay on the outside, and then when he does engage the boxing, being fast enough to and then get out of the way and hus, hit him again with a couple shots. You know what I mean? And I think that if he keeps that up for 5 rounds, he's just going to outwork Poirier, who's going to be the slowest he's ever been. He knows this is his retirement fight. For some fighters, that kind of motivates them to really grit down and put on a show. For other fighters, it kind of makes them, just like 1 foot out the door, like, oh, if I lose this fight, it's whatever, I'm already retiring. Everyone knows I'm a legend. I have nothing left to prove. So, I've already beat this guy, right? This is what Dustin Poirier is going to be thinking. Max Holloway has everything to lose here. Back is up against the wall. He just got knocked out, down 0-2 against Poirier. If he loses this fight, it's like 5 steps back. He can just kiss the aspirations of a lightweight title goodbye. But I still think Holloway has juice in the tank. I still think he has it in him to go on a lightweight title run. Hopefully Topuria is not champ by then. Hopefully Pimblett somehow beats Topuria, or Topuria moves up, or Topuria retires, or something. But don't let those 2 fight again, please, bro. And it's someone like Arman or Pimblett as champ, crazy. But guys, I do think that Max Holloway should win this fight. I just think he's gonna be able to game plan that second fight. When Poirier was blocking weird, like Max Holloway brought up, he's gonna be able to game plan for that. And Dustin Poirier just has a much simpler game than Max Holloway is capable of. He doesn't have that same level of kicks, that same level of speed. Max Holloway, he can just come in with a totally different approach every time. Poirier kind of has the same gritty man's boxing approach. So I'm going to go with Max Holloway by decision. Roman Kopylov is also probably going to beat Paulo Costa. Yeah, anyway, that's about it, guys. I'll see you all in the next one.